All right, everyone, welcome to another playing critique. So, someone had asked me online if I could do a breakdown of the Peach State Classic for the Social Paintball League. So, that's going to be coming up very shortly. But after I did that breakdown, I was like, hey, you know what? I can actually get out and get some filming done on this particular layout. So, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do here. So, whether it be that you're playing the event or you just kind of want to see things that I kind of go through my mind while I'm playing, you guys know the drill by now with my playing critiques. It's been a couple years of doing this. So, let's go ahead and jump into the first point. But before we do that, I did want to mention that I try to jump around as much as possible. There was one point that I wish I had gotten on film, and I just realized afterwards that I never actually had filmed it, so I apologize for that. But I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's some mistakes I definitely made, and then there's some good things that I did. So we're going to go through all of that. So let's jump into this first point. All right, so there is a good shot, that kind of cross shot, and some drop shots over the top of these wings. So you want to be really careful of those as you're going out. Just keep an eye out for those particular shots on the field. Just kind of keep your head up, essentially. Now, what I was doing here...
Hey, baby Dorito!
Now, I was jumping in with a couple different teams, the Mini Skulls, as well as Auto Grunt. So I'm playing with guys I don't usually play with, or competitively with, that is. So sometimes I was trying to hang back a little bit, or not trying to be as aggressive, just to see, to help them with moving up and all of that. But what you want to do on this particular layout is really check off that center. There's a lot of spots they can get into, and will definitely cut you up as you're trying to go out. So make sure that you're checking those off. But this layout is definitely a quick one. It's going to be one that, if you're not on your toes and trying to get up the field as much as possible,
hey, back right.
yeah, so
right.
it'll be definitely one that, let's say that you shoot a guy or two off one side. That's the side that you should really go ahead and power down. So yeah, so you want to make sure that you're doing that. So the communication, you just want to make sure, obviously with any time. I probably could have been rapping a little bit more and trying to bump, but
center wing.
Yeah, I think this is a point that it ends up being like a 1-on-4. So I don't know what else I could have done in this situation. Sometimes things just happen. So they got into the snake, so I was just pushing in and just trying to stay alive. So I was trying to tell the guy behind me just to stay on my tape, so that way I don't get run down. Ends up that he gets shot later on, so it makes it a little bit difficult for him to shoot down the tape when he's not alive anymore. But yeah, so what I was trying to do is just try to key up on this snake. Right now, it's just one of those situations where you just try to dig in. The reason I was trying to shoot that gap was just trying to see if there's a way that maybe I could catch him trying to make that jump. I probably could have been shooting that gap a little bit more, because he does end up making that jump, and it is a further shot, so he's going to have a better chance of, if the ball isn't there, then he's going to be able to make that bump. So ends up that I end up being the last guy here. You're going to see I try to do some weird stuff shooting down the tape, just in case they were trying to run down the tape and be sneaky. So you'll see that in a second here, probably about here. Oh, maybe not. It's a little bit later. There it is. So I was just trying to just make sure that both sides I was looking at and end up getting shot. So that happens. It's okay. It's paintball. But you just try to stay alive as long as you can. So with this particular snake, I wouldn't stay in this corner. Now I get up into this Aztec, and that is going to be a better spot to protect your snake player. The reason being is that if someone runs on the inside, if I could talk, that guy on the center or the other side of the field is going to be able to shoot that inside shot, and you're able to protect your other player. Now, what I was trying to do there was there's a little bit of a blind shot over to that right side tower, over the top of that 50 snake brick. And what I was trying to do there was just trying to bounce it off and see if something might jump in. There are a couple bounce shots in here, like those little W's, you can bounce those into that center brick, and also that 50 Dorito, that outset Dorito. If you shoot that, it can shoot into some of the Doritos here. Now, I ended up being the last player here, so basically what I was trying to do was just kind of contain. I wanted to make sure I was mindful of the snake, just because there's some huge bunkers here. So I was just trying to move up, just trying to do something. End up being able to shoot this player here. And then it was actually, I thought it was a 2-on-1. It's actually a 3-on-1. There was a player in that can. So what I'm trying to do here is just keep my head up and just try to see, okay, what is it that I can do? So what I was trying to do here was just, okay, let me take a risk and try to shoot him, and it ended up that the other player on the other side of the field shot me on that move, but it was a 3-on-1, stuff happens. Okay, so this is definitely a shot that you can have, is shooting that cross into that Dorito corner. So that's definitely a good shot that you have there. And you can do some decent shots from this tower. It ended up that they had another player in the other tower, and he was kind of cutting up a little bit of me being able to make a move. Maybe there's a chance that I could have moved out, maybe moved in on the inside, dove into the center. Who knows? But yeah, so that tower is going to be able to keep you in. Now, once I had him in, I was able to get out into this snake here. So I was able to shoot that snake, I think, going in. And then, actually, I bounced this guy in the foot. He told me later on. I did shoot him in the foot, and it just ended up bouncing. So stuff happens. I shouldn't have been hanging out like that. I should have tucked in a little bit more. But what I did here was just jump in on the inside. Don't forget about these inside moves if you're playing the snake. So you can jump in, and you can do a lot of damage here. So there was someone shooting up on the inside, so I was trying here to see if I couldn't catch him, the snake corner player, maybe trying to peek around or try to dive into the snake or go into the Aztec or something. So yeah. Then what I did here is wrap on that tower and shoot the tower, and what I should have done, instead of trying to just get into this wing, I should have just wrapped and shot that inside, and that would have been better. Now, I still ended up taking, what was that, 2 bodies with me, so it's not the end of the world. It's still good, but it's not ideal if you can't stay alive. So there's always that little bit difference, or a little bit of a change that you can do to make the game that much better and make yourself that much better. So this is the one actually that the tower had me in. He was just focused on me and just trying to sit there and just trying to stay alive. This is another one that I think it ended up being like a 3-on-1, and I was the one. So things happen. But yeah, basically all I'm doing is just trying to talk here. But this tower isn't a bad spot. Now, once they get into that snake, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to contain them because you can't really stop them in some of those moves. So yeah, so you want to be just keep that in mind. So if you're in this tower, use it as a way of filling into the center or the snake. But if your guy in the snake side dies, it's probably going to be important for you to fill out a little bit, or actually go up into the center. Just have someone that can push up to make sure that you can cut off that snake. Because of these huge bunkers in the middle and the 50 snake, it's going to make it a lot more difficult for you to shoot that guy, but it makes it easier for that snake player to be able to
no, you're clean.
Shoot you, essentially, because they can get up into there, stay low, and you have no clue where they're at, because there's that huge fortress, essentially. So be it. Things happen. So I think, yeah, this is the point where it was just kind of the 1-on-3. I was just trying to shoot both sides, just try to keep both guys honest. The snake, I think, was probably a little bit more. Actually, they're both pretty. Both of those spots that they were in were good on the Dorito and on the snake. And what I try to do here is just try to fill out. I mean, it was a 3-on-1 or a 4-on-1, so I was just trying to do something instead of staying trapped. I mean, if I can get out to a tape, that would be ideal, but I ended up getting shot on the fill out. But that's why I was trying to do that. I wanted you guys to understand my thought process for that. So you are able to shoot that guy going out wide. Some of these wide runs are going to be tough to make. You don't want to do them too often because you're going to put yourself in a situation that they can really key up on what it is that you are doing. So you want to be just have that in mind of don't throw those bodies away needlessly. Snake corner, the Dorito corner, they're not bad bunkers, but it's just such a far run and it's so open that it's going to be it's a risk reward. Is it worth the risk to get out there that you can capitalize on that player or whatever it is that you're trying to do, or that team, or trying to do something on the field? So just trying to talk. I probably could have dove into this next Dorito and just played a little bit more aggressive. So just trying to tell, hey, there's at least 2 bodies are gone.
Hey, the right can! Right can!
So, again, just trying to talk. There's always room for more communication. You guys know that. I say that a lot. So just trying to move up on this Dorito side. There's such small bumps that it's something that you're able to do a lot of damage on. So take those little bites. Like me sitting back, I could have made these moves quicker. I mean, but yeah, it looks like both sides of this field is going to be a very aggressive one. So this one here.
Right can.
So you can really capitalize on whenever it is that you get a shot on someone. So I'm just trying to talk to the guy in front of me, just trying to ask him, hey, what is it that's keeping him in? Because if I can shoot someone behind him or next to him,
center tower.
I'm sorry, shoot the person that is shooting him, then I'm going to be able to help him move up the field. So he was able to start moving up a little bit. And yeah, so we had, in this case, I think it was the snake, the wing, and the snake corner, I'm sorry, snake tower. So the snake ended up getting in. And what I did is, I don't know if you can see it there, I can see a little bit of his back. And I decided not to shoot because it wasn't like a huge shot. And what I did was just kind of see if he was going to bump up, which he did. And I just backed up a little bit, and you have this shot here to be able to eliminate that player. So it's not always the best idea to just shoot at a very small target, because then they can just tuck in. And I mean, maybe I was too aggressive here, but I just wanted to go and go get this guy, I guess. But once I had that snake eliminated, then you just use the field to your advantage. So again, these cross shots, actually doubling up this tower isn't a bad thing, and then you have it basically where that snake player or whoever it is that your snake player is able to bump in, and then like I did here, just being able to watch their tape. Now what I do end up doing in this point is we end up losing, I think, yeah, there's a body there, and I think we lost someone on the Dorito side, so I ended up filling into the center. And I mean, it is what it is. And then I end up trying to dive out to the Dorito side, just to try to do a little bit containment. So getting into here, and then that way I can kind of contain a little bit. So this player actually ends up getting a good shot on me. I'm not going to take it away from him. So what I should have been doing, and again, I'm just kind of playing this layout and playing with people I don't, actually like play competitively with. I'm trying not to be hardcore aggressive or something like that. Things like that. I'm not playing at my 100%, just because of the level of the players that I'm playing with. Nothing against them, but I'm not really pushing super hard. But he ends up getting a good shot on me down tape, so good shot. I'm not going to take that away from him. Now I do like this center. The center is really good, so you can definitely kill this snake runner. So I end up shooting the snake on the run there. Once that player moved up there wasn't anyone wider than this tower on the snake side, so I was able to get up into the center brick here. And I think I just wanted to play more aggressive on this point. So kind of just looking out, peek out, see what it is. End up the player looks on the inside, and I shoot him in the gun here. And once he's out, I am able to wrap now. So I'm able to sit here, wrap, and then shoot this Aztec, and then run up and shoot the wing, and then shoot out the last player. So this center you can definitely use to your advantage. I think honestly, it sounds kind of cliche, but this is just a fast field. I think it's one that capitalize on those moves that they give you, and you're going to be able to do well. So make sure that you can get that 1 or 2 kills off the break. Focus on those cross shots, focus on those lanes, and take those bites that are given to you, and I think you'll do just fine on this layout. So thank you, everyone. If you haven't seen that I have a Patreon, you can go ahead to patreon.com/howtoplaypaintball. I'd appreciate any support that you guys would be able to give, and I will see you in the next video, which is actually going to be, as of filming this, or actually when this video is uploaded, it'll be tomorrow, that I'll have the NXL 2020 Las Vegas Open layout breakdown, first impressions, whatever you want to call it. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in a future video. But as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.